What if the face you trusted on television was hiding a history of murder, fraud, and international escape? A reality TV producer, a career con artist, and one of Europe's most wanted fugitives. This is the true story of Jean-Claude LaCote and Hilde van Acker, a couple whose crimes spanned continents, stole millions, and ended in bloodshed. In 1996, Jean-Claude LaCote and his girlfriend Hilde van Acker began a scheme that would define their lives. They presented themselves as sophisticated businesspeople with a lucrative plan to buy and resell airplane parts. The pitch looked professional, the paperwork seemed legitimate, and their confidence was convincing. But the business never existed. It was nothing more than a carefully constructed lie designed to steal money from investors. Their biggest target was Marcus Mitchell, a successful British entrepreneur. Believing the opportunity was real, Marcus invested $500,000 into the supposed airplane parts venture. For Jean-Claude and Hilde, it was a major score. For Marcus, it would become a death sentence. Over time, Marcus began to realize something was wrong. Promises weren't being kept, returns never arrived, and explanations became vague. When Marcus demanded his money back and threatened to go to the police, Jean-Claude made a chilling decision. Rather than face exposure, he chose murder. Marcus was shot twice in the head. His body was dumped and buried in sand dunes along the Belgian coast, as if his disappearance would simply erase the crime. But fate intervened. Children playing near the dunes stumbled upon the body, triggering a homicide investigation that quickly uncovered Marcus's final phone calls and meetings. Police traced those records back to Jean-Claude LaCote and Hilde van Acker. The couple was arrested when they returned to Belgium. Investigators believed they had their killers. But the case was built largely on circumstantial evidence. With no murder weapon recovered and limited forensic proof, authorities were forced to release them. The only condition: they were not allowed to leave the country. Almost immediately, they did exactly that. Jean-Claude and Hilde fled Belgium and resurfaced in Miami, Florida. There, they reinvented themselves once again, launching a clothing business and living openly. They even got married, blending seamlessly into a new life while a murder investigation remained unresolved back in Europe. But Miami wasn't the final stop. Soon, they relocated to Johannesburg, South Africa, where Jean-Claude pulled off an almost unbelievable transformation. He became a producer for a reality crime television show called Duty Calls, a program centered on law enforcement and criminal investigations. The irony was staggering. A wanted murder suspect producing a show about justice while hiding in plain sight. Their crimes didn't stop. In 2003, the couple targeted Irish businessman Noel Hanley. Using another complex airplane-related scheme, they convinced him to hand over more than €1 million as part of a fraudulent loan arrangement. Once again, the deal was fake. The money vanished. This time, authorities caught up to Jean-Claude. In 2007, South African police arrested him for fraud connected to the Hanley case. It seemed like the run was finally over. Hilde was not finished. What happened next shocked even seasoned investigators. Hilde forged official police documents and posed as a law enforcement officer. She walked into the jail, presented the paperwork, and successfully convinced staff to release Jean-Claude into her custody. The escape was so convincing that officials didn't realize what had happened until days later. Once again, the couple disappeared. They fled South Africa, first to Brazil and then to the Ivory Coast. There, they changed their names, kept a low profile, and attempted to live a normal life with their daughter. For years, it worked. They blended into their community, while their past crimes faded from public memory. But in 2019, everything changed. Europol launched a public awareness campaign titled "Crime Has No Gender," highlighting female fugitives across Europe. Hilde van Acker's face appeared on the most wanted list, circulating globally through news outlets and social media. That exposure proved fatal to their anonymity. Authorities in the Ivory Coast recognized the couple and alerted European officials. After more than 2 decades on the run, Jean-Claude LaCote and Hilde van Acker were finally arrested in Abidjan. They were extradited to Belgium, where prosecutors laid out the full scope of their crimes: fraud spanning multiple countries, elaborate financial scams, a cold-blooded murder, and years of calculated evasion. This time, there would be no escape. Both Jean-Claude LaCote and Hilde van Acker were convicted and sentenced to life in prison, bringing an end to one of Europe's most astonishing true crime cases. A story of charm used as a weapon, deception taken to its extreme, and a reminder that no matter how far someone runs, justice has a way of catching up. Don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe.